Ukraine has accused Russia of removing equipment from its two gunboats, Berdyansk and Nikopol, before returning them. It's alleged that small things including toilets were detached. Ukraine's Navy commander, Ihor Voronchenko, said Russia removed even dome lights, sockets, and toilet bowls. But Russia's Federal Security Service, FSB, said the ships were returned in normal condition and with good plumbing. Viewers may note that the boats were seized last November and were handed over on the 18th of November. The 24 Ukrainian sailors on board the ship were returned in September in a prisoner swap deal. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes reports on Ukraine's accusations of Russia removing equipment from its seized gunboats before returning them. Let's get started. This video is sponsored by the free-to-play military vehicle combat game War Thunder. We talk a lot about military vehicles on this channel, but what about trying them out for yourself? In War Thunder, you can choose from more than 1,200 playable vehicles from the 1930s to the 1990s and go to battle on more than 80 theaters of war. You can fly aircraft, helicopters, drive tanks, and command ships of all types and sizes, which have been carefully recreated from their real-world counterparts. It's available as a free download on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One with cross-platform support. So grab your friends and give it a try. All viewers of Defense Updates that register using the link in the description below will also get a free premium tank, aircraft, or ship and 3 days of premium account time as a bonus. The shallow Sea of Azov lies east of Crimea and south of the Ukrainian regions. It's partially controlled by pro-Russian separatists. The two Ukrainian ports on its northern shore, Berdyansk and Mariupol, are used to export grain and other products. The 2003 treaty between Ukraine and Russia guaranteed free navigation for both countries' vessels. In recent years, Russia's been inspecting ships going to or from Ukrainian ports. Ukraine and the West accuse Russia of sending its troops to the region and arming the separatists. Moscow denies this, but has stated that Russian volunteers are helping the rebels. Since April 2014, more than 13,000 people have been killed in the region since separatists moved against the Ukrainian state. The particular incident happened on the 25th of November 2018. As per reports, on that morning the three vessels, the two gunboats and a tug, tried to sail from the Black Sea port of Odessa to Mariupol in the Sea of Azov. According to Ukraine, when they sailed towards the Kerch Strait, they were intercepted by Russian ships and the tug was rammed. The vessels continued for a short distance but were then prevented from traveling further by a tanker. Russian forces reportedly opened fire and several Ukrainian sailors were injured. The gunboats were seized and sailors were captured. Ukraine called it an act of Russian aggression at that time. It stated that the Black Sea was free for shipping and that annexed Crimea belonged to Ukraine. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky inspected two gunboats and the Yana Kappa tug at the Ukrainian port of Okachiv near the coastal city of Odessa. According to Russian state news agency TASS, Mr. Zelensky later told reporters that equipment was partially missing. He said, "The Admiral and I had a conversation and some things cannot be disclosed, but part of the weaponry is missing. I noticed the condition and there will be an investigation. We will definitely contact the Russian side so that it returns everything that was there." Russia's FSB stated that no complaints were made at the time of the handover and that documents had been signed accepting the condition of the ships. It added, "If during the transition the Ukrainian side managed to bring the plumbing to an inadequate state, then this is the problem of the Ukrainian side." A short video was later tweeted by Russian reporter Alexander Kotz, who wrote, "Ahaha, and the toilet is in place." Video footage reportedly from inside one of the vessels appears to show a toilet in place and intact, but it's unclear when it was shot. The release of the gunboats took place ahead of a four-way peace summit on the eastern Ukraine conflict set for December 9th in Paris. This was supposed to be a trust-building exercise, but with the accusation, the situation has soured. Russia is known to employ hardball tactics and has used them successfully in Crimea. But the move to remove equipment, including toilets from gunboats, adds a new dimension if true.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.